All right, this is Robert Newman doing the features, add-ons, and apps comparison between Easy Agent Pro and Real Geeks. These are two of the best lead generation real estate websites out there, and I have access to what is commonly referred to as the backend. So essentially, I'm looking at what like the part of the website. The only way you can see it is if you owned it. All right, so here we go, and here we go. Actually, it's a little deceptive because Easy Agent Pro does give you access. You don't have to own the site. Nonetheless, I'm going to explain what these things actually do and how valuable they truly are. All right, so this is what is referred to as the front end. So this is the user-facing side of the website. This is if a visitor comes to the website, this is what they see. This is what you see when you own the website. All right, so Real Geeks has everything nicely organized in the back of the website. They are doing what are called content templates. So they give you the ability to make quite a few different types of pages. And when you decide to make these pages, it's extremely well organized, extremely well formatted. The only challenge that I've seen with these is that some of the data in here is really old. Like there's no need for meta keywords anymore. Theoretically, you could do a slug page, but trying to do a title versus a slug, I don't know that. I mean, this is kind of an advanced feature. All right, so this is where the content that you'd write go in, and now you could do the listing header. The good news is, and I'm not going to get into all this, I'm just going to simply say it exists, and it is a very robust page template. They have help docs that will absolutely show you how to use each and every single one of these templates, and they do a good job of explaining in a very basic way why you'd want to use them, or how you could use them, all right? One of the features that they do explain, but I don't see them pressing that much anymore, is this Craigslist feature. It is actually pretty cool. So it's a template that will allow you to create a Craigslist posting, and if you have a plugin, which I added specifically for this this tutorial, you would then be able to basically automatically post to Craigslist. So here's what that looks like. You have to have the plugin to see this, but with the ad that you've created in Easy Agent Pro, you have a ability to kind of automatically generate a poster and then add it to Craigslist, which is pretty cool. All right, you've got the ability to format your autoresponder emails, your property signatures. You could even do redirects on the website if you wanted. This is a really well-designed site. File browser is where you're putting your logos and your other identity packages. Okay, you can add these things. Like when you're doing content capture forms, there's going to be a place that says like there, pick image, and bang, goes to your files. So it's all very well designed, easy to use if you understand what you're doing. And there's a lot of features that are built in. Real Geeks has added so many features that they don't really need to call them all out. Every single one of these pages used right. The area pages, coming soon pages, could theoretically be used to collect leads. Real Geeks captures leads very early on in the process. So it's an extremely strong website with the ability to do a tremendous amount with it. And if you wanted to, you could build up the SEO value of this site using these pre-formatted templates. The challenge that you're going to have, as I've explained many times, is that it's always a really rough value proposition building up a site that you don't actually own. If anything happens to the company, you're shit out of luck, and you've probably spent thousands of dollars, and maybe you could transfer the value, but that's a maybe, and it's going to be complicated and expensive even if you can do it. So these guys have got you locked in for life, and the deeper that you go in terms of organic marketing, the more locked in that you are. I personally would never do it, but I understand that for some people it's worth the risk, and they do make it very easy. There's a lot of value back here. Now, this is the standard stuff. Everything that you're looking at here on the left-hand side is the standard stuff. Now, there are a couple of hidden add-ons. All right, it's not. I don't think they're trying to hide them, but they're not all that apparent. So you've got the seller's leads widget. Now, this is a feature that Easy Agent Pro doesn't have at all. So it's pretty cool. It will allow you to get seller leads. You can basically enter a home value and capture a lead every time that you do. But it's $50 extra per month. Same thing goes for your drip marketing, which is an automated series of emails that gets sent out to anybody that signs up with the site. It's a solid, very strong marketing tool, probably worth the $50 a month if you're capturing anywhere over 20 or 30 leads. And then, of course, your Facebook Ads Manager, which is enabled on this site. It does a lot of really cool things. You can track everything out of your dashboard. It's connected to Facebook. It'll put in what's called a tracking pixel, which is just a fancy way of saying it'll track your analytics for you, which is all this stuff that you're looking at. Plus, you get a whole bunch of templates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, 8 templates for Facebook ads. The best part about Real Geeks is this. I think that anybody that owns a Real Geek website should invest the extra $50 for this particular tool, because Real Geeks spends a tremendous amount of time on their YouTube channel explaining to you how to get the best value out of Facebook. It is their strongest marketing tool. They're obviously huge proponents of it. Many of their clients talk about it. They talk about it in detail. They talk about ad copy. They talk about when and where they post and who the audiences are that they're targeting. And the list goes on. And they'll tell you which one of these templates that they're using. All right, so most of the strategies that I've heard, because I reviewed about 8 of those videos, about 8 hours worth in the process of preparing to do this review. And most of these, the ones I heard, are doing, they have listings, new listings, and they're doing single property carousels. Okay, just to make it super easy for you. But so that's Real Geeks. Their marketing toolkit is very strong. And everything is easily organized. They've also got a CRM. Okay, I'm actually not going to show you the new leads. I will say this, though. This is extremely well organized. And I cover in my direct marketing section of this review the actual conversion for leads. So you will be able to have me talk about cost versus lead acquisition. So this is Real Geeks. And I got to tell you that this is an extremely strong toolkit, one of the strongest I've ever seen. Now, here we are in Easy Agent Pro. Okay, this is also, again, just to repeat, this is their dashboard. This is their apps. I am not going to go through every single one of these because many of these are the same concept, and I'm going to cover all of those as a group. All right. What Easy Agent Pro has done is they've packaged very basic. So Easy Agent Pro builds what is called a WordPress multi-site website. That is a very fancy way of saying that they're basically building WordPress themes. And instead of having you have to learn all that much about WordPress, they are developing what they feel is the best toolkit for you in order to get leads. And they do a pretty damn good job of it. So they've done a lot of the heavy lifting for you. However, they've packaged a lot of really super basic stuff. They call them apps. They do very cool training videos to kind of support the value of what they're calling apps. But it is really basic WordPress stuff that they're packaging up and calling by another name. Here's the stuff that's really basic. Pixels is just a Google Analytics tracking code and a Facebook's tracking code. Contact Me is a Contact Me form. Social Share is a social share widget. Bragwall is a testimonials page. Cookies is just like exactly what it sounds like. It's whether or not you want to add cookies to an incoming visitor's page. Paths is connecting applications like MailChimp and things like that to the website itself. This is them, it's not, so they're choosing which plugins work with your site, and then they're packaging it up and calling it paths. So they've chosen which are the best that they feel best services to connect to your site. And they've done the same thing with CRMs. And honestly, I think that's a good thing to do, because they're saving you a lot of time in terms of research. So I don't think that that's a bad feature, but it isn't a complex or super high level feature. Finally, is incredibly basic. It's a sitemap, which is comes with almost every single website. So a lot of these stuff is basic. Now, here is seller magnet, smart menu, header lead, smart pop-up, smart slide-in. These are all versions of throwing a pop-up onto your screen, like this. This is a header, just like this. Now, pop-ups can appear in the middle of the screen right here. There's a slide-in one that slides in. These are variations of a lead capture form, and honestly, in my experience, they're not super high converting methods. So all of these, I would say, are kind of low value additions. Now there are 3 high value additions. Blogger Pro is a chat system. Chat systems, they don't work often, but when they do, you're catching a lead right in the highest point of their interest, and it's almost always a strong lead. So the problem with being a real estate agent is that you have to have this enabled in order for it to really work for you. And chances are that you will not have a chance to feel these people on the site in real time. And if you happen to be a real estate agent that specializes in, let's call it land or anything that takes you out of sell range, then this is a completely useless feature for you. The 2 strongest features of this entire package is Lead Lock and Insta Farm. Lead Lock is pretty damn cool, with a fairly small addition to, I believe, just at the end of any link. You can lock a page up. So you can just say that somebody cannot view an area page or a content page, that they always have to enter their information. Now, Real Geeks does this automatically. If you go to look at a home in Alpharetta, you have to enter your information, just like that. Easy Agent Pro is giving you the choice to do it page by page. This requires more work, more setup. They'll set it up for you, but they're just going to do a basic setup. And anything beyond that, you're going to have to do yourself or contact them to do it for you. And I'm not sure how responsive they are to making those changes. And it's a lot of work. It's like manual. It's automatic with Real Geeks. They just kind of assume that they're going to do the strongest lead acquisition strategy right out of the gate. That is somewhat of a controversial stance. I know a lot of real estate agents tell me that they don't like making people register, but as a 25-year sales vet and 10 years in this particular vertical, I got to tell you, this is the best way to go. I am 100% sure of it. You may not like it, but if you want to make money off your real estate website, this is what you're going to do. So, let's see here. Last but not least, Insta Farm. Insta Farm is a better, much better template. So it's a content page template. You have some of those on your Real Geeks website. All right, I showed you a whole bunch of them. However, this one is better. Okay, this one has more SEO value. When you look at the page, it's built in terms of there's a video at top, which Google loves. The content is built better with images built in. It's unique. The example that's been given by Tyler Zev and his team is has the right number of outbound links in it. Tyler is better than anybody I've seen, including Playster, at developing traffic. I mean, in 2 years, he's built up Easy Agent Pro to this massive website in terms of how much traffic they get. So he really knows what he's doing, and he's giving you all the right examples. Plus, he's built a great content page here. So this is much, much better than anything that these guys have done. But these guys have given you a lot of additional templates that is simply not available with Easy Agent Pro. So in terms of what is better, because that's pretty much the end. I may have missed the seller magnet, the squeeze page, but it's different variations of the same thing. It's just another way to add a contact form. Now this is pretty cool. I want new leads to receive a download redirect. So a squeeze page allows you to upload a piece of like content, like you could do a buyer's guide or seller's guide, and then say that that all they have to do is register and then download the content. That is a really strong method of getting leads. The thing is you're going to have to produce something valuable that's going to inspire the leads to register. However, it is something that is absolutely not present with Real Geeks. My main problem with Easy Agent Pro is that they're giving you these amazing tools that are really based upon you turning your website into a content marketing site. And it's just never a good idea to build a long-term valuable content marketing site on a platform that you don't own. And Easy Agent Pro is using something called WordPress multi-sites. It makes it possible but difficult for them to give you your copy of their website, and since it would contain all of these apps, they're never going to do it. They're never ever going to sell you an individual copy. And I've asked them if they would, and they said no. So maybe they might go back and change that policy. I hope that they do, but in the meantime, they do not. So, which makes it a really difficult value proposition to actually use these tools properly, because you're going to be doing all this work, creating, content for squeeze pages, getting these pop-ups to work the right way, figuring out what your best response rate is, like where you're going to get the most leads. And if Easy Agent Pro sells itself, if they go out of business because they are a fairly new company, any of these things happen, all of that work just gets flushed right down the toilet. And I would never, ever, ever recommend, ultimately in the long term, to spend that kind of effort on this new piece of technology. However, there is one final thing to say. Easy Agent Pro is great if you're a new agent and you're trying to learn content marketing. In this one specific situation, it's probably better to go with Easy Agent Pro, invest the money, learn all the education, learn the methodology that they're applying, because then you can later go and buy your own WordPress real estate website. You'll understand what all of these tools were doing for you. You'll have already been trained by a guy that's really good at it. So if that's your situation, Easy Agent Pro is actually a wonderful option. Real Geeks, though, is going to win. They're just better organized, and they have a whole bunch of options that Easy Agent Pro doesn't. Real Geeks allows you to build a team website very easily. You just add users, and your CRM will do a round robin in terms of lead distribution. There's all sorts of additional features and functionality that center around teams that I haven't even covered. So if you've got a team, Real Geeks is the way to go. If you're an experienced real estate agent, Real Geeks is the way to go, because you probably have a budget to do direct marketing. That's where Real Geeks really shines. They're the best direct response lead generation platform in the real estate industry today. So that you don't own. If you have the ability to make a long-term investment, there's still nothing that's ever going to be better than owning your own real estate WordPress website. Hope this helps. Hope you got something from it. Sorry this review was so long. There's a lot of features with both these sites. And leave me a comment at the bottom of this video. Thanks. Or the bottom of the blog post.